Hi everyone, it's Neil from Mindlocks again, and we're doing another video with Mental Health Week happening this week, and we're also going to continue on what we were talking about the other day in terms of anxiety. Now, in the last video we covered many symptoms in terms of anxiety and what it can mean impacting various people, and we briefly talked about panic attacks. So the video today is going to be covering what a panic attack is like, a quick example of it, and obviously what it can mean and how we can cope with it with grounding techniques. So in terms of our previous video, we obviously know some of the symptoms already with anxiety can be things like uncontrollable breathing, sweating and shaking, problems with your heart rate, some racing thoughts. Now with panic attacks, it's very much a case that these are all absolutely heightened. They become a lot worse, and they can become really uncontrollable for someone and quite scary as well if it does happen to you. Now, with that being said, panic attacks can be very, very mild right up to very, very severe. So it can be a case of somebody can look as if they're not having a panic attack right up to it's really, really obvious, and it can almost look like someone's having a heart attack. Now, two of the things that go along with this is the fear potentially of impending doom or even of death with a panic attack, and severe nausea as well. So that's something over and above the normal kind of anxiety symptoms that you get with a panic attack. Now, what I've done is we're going to look at a quick example of someone having a moderate panic attack, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about some grounding techniques of how we can deal with it. So as we can see in that example that we've just watched, there's some problems with the woman trying to breathe. She's obviously trying to control her breathing in that. This is somebody who realizes that they have panic attacks and is able to use some grounding techniques to bring themselves back down. But you can clearly see that the person is shaking. They're having problems with their breathing. Obviously, we don't know what's going on inside their head during this panic attack, but that sense of impending doom or death is really prevalent. Now, the first thing I want to just mention is everybody is different when they have a panic attack, and everybody has different techniques for dealing with them if they are aware of how to deal with them. And the really important thing to stress is that they are not life-threatening as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about 6 techniques, all of which I've tried or some of which I still use if I do get panic attacks. And these obviously help what's called grounding. Now that allows you to bring yourself back down or even prevent you having a panic attack. So the first one is diaphragmatic breathing, and what that is using certain breathing techniques, which I'll leave a link in the bio below that we can look at. And what that does is it allows you to regulate your breathing and bring yourself back down and stop yourself from hyperventilating during a panic attack, which helps everything within the body. The other one is cold water or touching something cold. It's quite common where somebody just having the shock of something cold on their body, it can actually make them refocus on something else opposed to the panic attack and can bring them back down. And the third one goes kind of hand in hand with that. Certain people have things where they can touch something, whether it be like a blanket or a pillow or an animal, and that kind of sensing process allows the person to come back down and use that grounding technique to either prevent or stop the panic attack altogether. One real quick one is get moving. So it's said time and time again, obviously exercise is really good if you're having problems with your anxiety. Releasing dopamine in the brain refocuses the brain and causes positive thoughts, which means that you're less likely to have a panic attack. And if you do, once you're having one, it can help you try and get away from those anxious feelings. The fifth one is pick a chore that you want to do. It could be something like cutting the grass, hoovering, anything like that, just to distract yourself from the anxiety. Now, it may not prevent a panic attack from happening, however, it can allow you to focus that you're achieving positive things in your day-to-day life. And the final one, number 6, is muscle relaxation and meditation techniques. Again, I'll leave a link in the bio below about some of these, but obviously meditation goes hand in hand with controlling your anxiety, and some of these meditation techniques allow you to use muscle relaxation to bring yourself down if you're having a panic attack, or prevent one if you feel one coming on. So that's all that's left for me to say is thank you for watching the video. Welcome back to Mindlocks again, obviously, and to mention our chosen charity, Health and Mind. Health and Mind is a charity based in Edinburgh who focus on mental health services, and we work with them at Mindlocks to fundraise and also make everybody aware of the services that they provide across Edinburgh. Thanks very much. Like, share and subscribe.